Hello everyone, this is Battalion Chief Grant Russell from the Wildland team, and I'm here today to talk to everybody about single layer wildland PPE. How did we get here? Why are we making the change? And why are we doing this now? Approximately 4 years ago, we ran into issues with our current gear and had to come up with a new wildland specification. Our research to come up with that specification led us to the Gen 2 spec, which was developed by the Federal Department of Homeland Security, CAL FIRE, U.S. Forest Service, and the U.S. Army. They used research done by the U.S. Army to identify fabrics that could be used for firefighting due to the Army developed specific fabrics to protect against blast and flash fire burns, while at the same time providing environmental protection. In other words, they're more breathable. They allow the body to release heat, which some of the older technology did not do. At the end of that process, we identified the Gen 2 spec, which is the same spec as CAL FIRE, LA City Fire, LA County Fire, Ventura County, pretty much all major agencies in the state of California. At that time, single layer wasn't really, it was still in the process of being developed. CAL FIRE was still researching options with that, so the decision was made to go with a double layer spec. Approximately 2 years ago, CAL FIRE began transitioning to single layer. CAL FIRE has completed their transition. They're now entirely in single layer, as is LA City, LA County, Ventura County. Essentially all major agencies in the state of California are now single layer. Our hand has been forced to start the transition ourselves, is that we are having issues obtaining our current wildland pant. When we order them, we're fortunate if we can get the pant delivered in 6 to 8 months. So that's not an acceptable time frame, so we've had to come up with options. And the only option that really made sense was to start a transition to single layer wildland PPE. What you're probably going to end up seeing in the near future is that the newer personnel, members of the agency as they come into Metro Fire, and when they're issued their wildland PPE, will probably be issued single layer PPE, because that is what we're able to obtain for them at this time in a timely fashion. So with all that said, we are working on a transition plan to eventually transition the entire agency to the single layer PPE. So as gear times out, wears out, or is damaged, it will be replaced with the new wildland single layer pant, which is the exact same pant that CAL FIRE uses. This pant has been added to our uniform policy, and the district has come to an agreement to allow people that want to transition to single layer before budgetary constraints allow us. They have allowed us to personally purchase wildland PPE and to be able to wear it. So there's been a lot of inquiry from people at strike team houses who want to wear single layer PPE as to how they go about doing that. Our safety tech, Bobby Sestito, will talk about how that process goes. If you purchase your own pants, the process you go through to get approval to wear them. It'll essentially be the same process when you purchase a leather helmet. So when you start seeing people on wildland incidents wearing navy blue pants and looking like they work for CAL FIRE, it's because our PPE is identical to CAL FIRE's. Our pants are the CAL FIRE spec, and our coats are CAL FIRE spec, and our coats are not going to change with the transition to single layer PPE. Our coat was originally spec'd to be able to just proceed through any transition to single layer pants. So that is how we got to where we're at and why we're making the transition we're making. And we're trying to get this all accomplished as we go into wildland season 2022. If anybody has any questions or concerns, you can reach out to either myself at Battalion 9 C Shift, or to Bobby or Brian in safety, and we will get your questions answered. Thank you. Bobby?
Thank you, Chief Russell, for that information. What we're going to talk about now is kind of the safety aspect and the way at which you're going to go about getting these approved pants into the system, what safety is going to do from a washing aspect, and kind of what the life cycle will look like. We'll have a form here. You'll see it up here in the corner. You'll find that form in the Documents tab of the Metro Drive, also known as P Drive 2.0. Previously, if you had personally purchased a helmet or a set of leather structure boots, the safety division specifically would have to sign off on that. because we assume that this is going to happen on a larger scale and there's going to be people purchasing 2 and 3 and 4 sets of pants. What we have done is we've slightly scaled that back and we've added to the document the list of the approved pants. So the signator on the pants for approval is going to be your supervisor. So captains, you can sign for firefighters and engineers, SRPs, whoever. And your BC, you're gonna have to sign off for your captains. BCs, you sign off for yourself. And how that's going to work is you will purchase one of the approved garments. You will bring that approved garment to your supervisor. Your supervisor will print the form, fill out the form. Then you're going to send that form to the safety division where we will keep it in your personnel file that we have on the P drive with all of your fit test records and all of your PPE inspections. And then we will also have a list of who has approved pants. So in case BCX is on a scene and he sees 20 people in blue pants on a wildland, he could then say, hey, are all 20 of these people approved? And we can go, yeah, no, they're all good. Or no, 11 of them are. So maybe we need to check into what they're actually wearing just so it's a second layer of protection to make sure that on accident, nobody's accidentally wearing a pair of their non-approved station wear on a wildland fire. So just a second layer of safety for your end. When it comes to washing, these pants are going to work basically exactly like your wildland gear does now. So you're going to send it in. But because this is personally purchased your equipment, the district is not liable for any repairs. The district is not liable for any damage that occurs. If it gets lost in the mail, the district's not liable for any of that. We are assuming the cost for maintaining it in the fact that we are assuming the cost of if you need to have those washed, we will wash them in our extractors because they do a significantly better job than your top load washer in order to keep you safe from carcinogens and secondary transfer and whatnot. But if you catch a snag jumping a fence, we'll notate that on your tag when it comes back to you. The thing that we want you to do is when you send these in, send them in with its own separate tag from your standard wildland gear. The reason why we're doing that is just so that we know that this is your personal purchase pant. The idea that it's blue will help it stick out, but so that the people on logistics won't think you're sending in your uniform pants to get washed. So just wildland, personal purchase on the tag, and then we will get those back to you as fast as possible. If you have any questions about this, don't hesitate to reach out. The form spells out verbatim kind of what you're allowed to get. Currently, there is no retirement date for wildland gear, but just FYI for everybody, NFPA is looking at a 5 and or 10-year retirement window. So there will be a lifetime for these pants at some point in the near future. Currently there's not, but if you have a pair of pants that you wear for 10 years, God bless you. I usually have to get bigger ones after about 2 or 3 months. If you have any questions, please reach out. Obviously there may be a couple stumbles here and there, but as long as the intent is kept and you're purchasing a garment that is approved on the list and your supervisor signing off to us, get us that form as soon as possible so that we can add you to the list. And everybody stay safe out there.